Welcome to Košice 2.0 series, a series focused on citizen experience, public services, decision-making based on data, improvement of well-being, and last but not least, on the growth of civic engagement. In today's episode, we discuss how to use media art or art for interpreting and formulating new narratives. Art has always been used as a mechanism of city and societal development. Its interconnection with technologies and data opens new possibilities and practices that can help citizens and politicians form a different perception of their own communities. Ars Electronica Chief Curator Martin Honzik talks about artists' contribution to establishing a more empowering role in the use of technology.
You know, when new technologies are appearing on the market, most of the time these technologies were tested already like in other environments before, meaning military. Specifically the digital tools that could be used for information technology. In the case of media arts, there were many pioneers in the 80s, in the 90s, and still there are these kind of pioneers who were showing, so to speak, what potential, what risks and what chances these technologies could have. They really made fundamental experiments in utilizing these kind of technologies for linking us as humans on the one side, but at the same time they were always able to show that these kind of technologies are actually here for the 99%, are actually also here to empower the people on the street out there. So art all of a sudden became an alternative form for educating the society, including those who want to use those technologies for the sake of commercial.
For Joanna Miranda, Executive Coordinator of Braga Media Arts, there are advantages in embracing the dialogue between technology and arts while searching for new narratives.
If you defend a concept of media art as just a technological or a digital thing, people who don't relate with that, just, it's not for me. It's like, I don't understand it. There's nothing. You are, sometimes they are afraid of the approach. Like you want to come here and kill the old way, the analog way. It's actually, so we see it as a privileged contest of dialogue. So sometimes it's a very pedagogical approach. In the first part, you show. It's like what you do is, we do by showing. And then the opportunity arises. And they approach us and say, okay, and they are not asking of us about doing a video mapping. They want us to think with them how to reshape some narratives, how to make them more now.
For Laura Odegaard, Austin's Cultural Investment Program Manager, new narratives are established by getting art into people's day-to-day lives.
So if there's a piece that's going to be in a neighborhood park or by a library, they have to work with the people that live in that space, and they can do different kinds of events, different surveys. They can have co-creation of little mosaics or something that are then going into the piece itself. Because when you have that buy-in from the community from the beginning of an artwork, you're a lot less likely to have a community that's going to complain to the city that public dollars are being wasted on something like art. You're a lot less likely to have somebody that's going to try to destroy the piece because they don't want it there. So it's like you have to build that desire to support something from the beginning. And I think in general, Austinites are really supportive of culture in all its forms, whether it's busking programs or whether it's a parking garage that has a media arts piece built in. And it's just this idea of creating some fun. And so something like that, I think, is a super exciting way of using media arts in community engagement, in anything really.
For Michael Ladke, Director of Creative Industry, Košice, it's about getting closer to people by removing complexity when translating data to decision makers.
To use visualization of data or any other approach which helps you interpret, brings those analytical stuff or conclusions or research closer to the population or decision makers, and also helps you to see more connections between different parts of what city is doing, for instance. So we do this mapping of services, which I think that city never seen that in one picture, for instance. So we want to create a map of services city is providing, so the city officers or politicians could see it at glance in one picture, so-called, which then could bring another level of thinking about that, how they should decide. Then they see, okay, we don't have to make a decision and this decision stays for 20 years, but we can make a decision now, implement, and then evaluate, and then see that, okay, we need to change this or that, and it will be just learning culture. So that's something which is really, I would say, ambitious in our context, but it's something we would like to really push forward in the city.
Art has always been there to create narratives that translate more complex concepts into citizens' day-to-day life. These new narratives are essential in developing a deeper understanding of our communities and cities, while empowering citizens to translate their views and open them to a different world of perceived possibilities.